Now call to order the Wytheville Town Council special meeting Wednesday, March 6, 2024 at 4 p.m. in the municipal building at 150 East Monroe Street. We do have a quorum. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilwoman Holly Atkins.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, first on the agenda is actually approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Right, here none. This will be a roll call vote. Councilwoman Johnson.
Johnson, aye. Patterson, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Yeoman, aye.
So the motion passes. Next on the agenda, we are here today to consider the issuance of a general obligation bond in a maximum amount of $491,784 to be used to finance phase one of the town's wastewater collection systems inflow and infrastructure project. Public hearing has been scheduled to receive comments regarding the issue of a general obligation bond in the maximum amount of $491,784 that will be used to finance phase one of the town's inflow and infrastructure project for its wastewater facilities. Town Manager Freeman will review this matter, and then the public hearing will be open to receive comments from any interested citizens. Once the public hearing is declared closed, the Town Council will consider adopting the resolution authorizing the issue of the general obligation bond, as well as the execution and delivery of certain related documents. At this point, I'll turn it over to Town Manager Freeman.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor. I think most of you are pretty familiar with this project. It has been ongoing for well over a year now, and we are now at the stage of completing the financing package for it. I did give you each a handout to just give you just a general overview of what infiltration and inflow is. Wherever you see INI, that stands for infiltration and inflow. In that diagram, you have a variety of inflow sources, including roof drains, uncapped cleanouts, and that sort of thing. And these are basically inflow, which are direct connections to our sewer system that should not be connected. Those are things that introduce stormwater, rainwater, effectively, to the sewer system, and then it forces us to treat stormwater, and we don't need to do that. It's a very costly endeavor. There's also listed on there infiltration sources, and this would be groundwater that is allowed to get into the pipes through voids, either in the pipes, the connections, the manholes themselves. You all have probably all seen or been part of or had your homes affected by smoke testing over the years. The town probably hasn't done one in maybe 15 or 20 years, but then over the last year we did some smoke testing with a third-party consultant to identify all these illicit connections and voids in pipes and things. And then at this stage, we'll undertake about a $2 million project to mitigate these problems throughout the system. It's essentially a system-wide repair. As you all know, the bond that is on the loan, essentially the bond that's under discussion tonight, is only 25% of the project cost. The $491,000 is borrowed would be basically borrowed through the issuance of a bond for 30 years at zero interest. So it's an incredible deal for the town. To be able to only have to borrow a quarter of the cost of the total project and pay it over 30 years with no interest is an incredible deal for us. The remaining 75%, or approximately $1.5 million, is a forgivable loan that VRA holds right now, and at the project completion, they will basically write the loan off. Any questions about infiltration, inflow, the financing package, the grants, the benefits, anything like that? Major benefits here are, basically removing water from our system that we don't need to be treating because it's costly to treat. Process, the treatment process itself is costly, and if we can reduce the volumes, then we can reduce treatment costs. The other things that you all may have seen over time is manholes overflowing. We do have one that has overflowed, and we have had several overflow in the past when they just get inundated with surface water and groundwater, and it surcharges those pipes, and it will blow the lids right off of them, and then you have the sewage running out. So we want to try to mitigate that as much as possible. So those are the types of benefits from the project.
And is there a penalty for early payment on that bond?
Well, it's zero interest for 30 years, so there's no benefit to paying it early.
Just in case somebody came and gave you a bunch of money.
Well, there's no interest on it, so there's absolutely no benefit whatsoever to pay it off early. We'd be better off to keep our money earning interest in our accounts and then paying this at zero.
Any other questions for Mr. Freeman? Okay. So at this time, I will open the public hearing. Public hearing to receive comments regarding the issuance of a general obligation bond in the maximum amount of $491,784 to be used to finance phase one of the town's wastewater collection system inflow and infrastructure project. We do not have anybody here that wishes to speak in this public hearing. So we are now closed. Public hearing. Consideration by the town council to adopt a resolution authorizing the issuance of a general obligation bond in the maximum amount of $491,784 to be used to finance phase one of the town's wastewater collection system inflow and infrastructure project and the execution and delivery of certain related documents. I would need a motion to forward with this.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Here none. This will be a roll call vote as well. Mr. Gilman?
Gilman, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Benson, aye.
Johnson, aye. Unanimous. And I believe there is nothing else on the agenda this evening, so we are now adjourned.